Collective, welcome back. Divine Essence Tarot. Tonight, we're just going to freestyle, okay? And take a look. This is collective, so it could be for any sign, okay? And just see what comes out for you guys in terms of what you might have going on right now. So your current energy, all right? I did shuffle the Oracle deck, and I just pulled these three. One is the karmic message. Looks like this. Next, we have message of peace. Okay. And then we have repression. All right. So, let me just take a look. There could be, at this time, I'm getting that there's someone in your energy that you're dealing with who is a karmic for you in your life. Meaning, if you guys are not familiar with it, with these terms, these spiritual terms, somebody who you have met that you were supposed to meet, and you met them because the divine made sure that you crossed paths with them so that you could learn a spiritual lesson, and also so that you could teach that person a lesson. Okay, so you were put together and connected together to teach each other so that you can heal certain parts of each other. Okay, and I feel like that's the message that Spirit has for you. The numbers 37, 35, and 22 could be significant to somebody. And then we have the message of peace. So what I'm feeling is that, and on this card, there's crystals. I feel that with this person, your intuition is telling you something, giving you messages when it comes to this person on who they are, what they're about, how you should deal with them, you know, and you're listening to your intuition very strongly. I'm getting that you're somebody who follows your intuition also. So if you get a gut feeling, you will go with that gut feeling. You don't go against it, usually. Okay, nobody's perfect. But for the most part, if your gut is telling you don't do something, or you hear a voice that says, don't go for that person, you will listen to that. And I feel that this karmic connection that you have with this person, you have allowed your intuition to just lead you when it comes to them. You could be repressing certain emotions, maybe hurt feelings that you have. Being that two of these out of the three cards are black, I'm just getting an energy now of that either you're upset or they are upset, or both of you are, you know, not in the best place, in the best space in your connection, in your relationship. And I feel like you could be repressing that. So you may not have told them how you feel, you know, that you are upset or why you are upset. Or if you have, there's still more that you want to say, but you haven't said yet because you're holding it in. That's what repression is, not releasing all of that. So, or it could be vice versa. That person that you're dealing with, that karmic that you have in your life, they are repressing how they truly feel. They are not letting you know. So there's like a disconnect here. There's where you guys are not, I feel the communication is off. Okay. And so because the communication is off, both of you are holding back. That's also my definition of repression. You're holding back. You're not letting everything out, you know, and so, and that's not really a great place to be in, but that's what I'm seeing. So that's what Spirit, that's a little introduction on what's going on. So you and your person are not in the best place. Maybe you're not talking right now. There's a lot that hasn't been said when it comes to your connection. Okay, now let's pull some tarot just to get some confirmation on it. Okay, and just remember, guys, with these general collective readings, right, everybody everybody's situation is not the same. So it very well could be that this reading is not for you because it might not be your situation. If it is, let's go, let's run with it, you know. But if not, if it doesn't resonate, check out my other readings or check out future readings so that, you know, it's just all about what you resonate with and what happens to be your situation. But it will be for someone because my messages are definitely for someone out there. Okay. You guys can let me know how it resonates, if it resonates to you in the comments. All right. Now let's take a look. Let's see what we got for my collective spirit. Tell me, just show me what my collective's current energy is. What is their current energy? We have the Hermit reversed. Okay, I'll show it to you in the upright. I don't know, can you guys see that? I don't know why it looks a little blurry, but anyway, this is the Hermit reversed. That's your current energy. Tell me more about the Hermit, Spirit. 7 of Pentacles. Okay, that's what we have here. So what I'm seeing is that you right now, you guys are coming out of a place of being to yourself, because the Hermit is someone who doesn't want to be bothered with anyone. They just want to be alone and be with just them and their thoughts. And the Hermit is all about going within. It's introspection. It's going, you know, inside yourself to see what you need to see. And you're letting spirit guide you right now. Now, being that the Hermit came reverse, right? You're coming out of that wanting to be alone energy. You are right now definitely wanting to be coupled up with someone. You crave, I'm getting a craving of partnership. You want that in your life. You don't have that right now. I'm talking to somebody who doesn't, that's single, that's not in a solid relationship. You know, if you are talking to people, or if you're talking to someone, if you're in a connection, you guys have not made it solidified that you're together, that it's a you know, committed relationship. No, you're still single. Okay. But you don't want to be. And that's what I'm seeing with this Hermit reverse. Also, all of the self-work that you have been doing, you feel that you have gotten to the point where you've seen what you needed to see, learned what you needed to learn for now. And now you want to take a break from all of that, going within, and now just have fun and enjoy yourself and rejoin the world. Okay. And you're so in that energy of just wanting to be active and not be alone. And I feel like you took a good amount of time, for example, being in the house a lot, like not going out, not dating, not having sex, not really putting your energy into a relationship. But you do want that at this time with this Hermit reverse. You're ready to come out of your shell. Okay. When you think about Hermit, like hermit crab, you know, you're ready to come out of that shell and that sheltered way that you were in. And you're ready to now, like, I just heard that song, the lyrics, I'm coming out. I want the world to know that, you know, like you're ready. You're ready to have some fun, and the summer's coming. It's warm. Like, you ready to get out there. And then we have the 7 of Pentacles. So you could have Earth in your chart. You could have Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. But right now, you're full. You see this character on the card. There's a plant, right? And there's roots. You can see, you know, underneath that plant. And this person is cultivating their plant, and they are doing it with care. They're not rushing. They're taking their time. 7 of Pentacles is all about patience. Right now, you are waiting. I feel like you have all the patience right now when it comes to being in a connection with someone. You're not just going to take any old body. You're not. you have done a lot of work on yourself. So for you to turn around and just throw it all away and just pick the first person that comes around, not knowing if they're good for you, if they're going to, reverse the work that you already did on yourself. No, the Seven of Pentacles is showing me that you have done work. You've healed yourself from certain things, maybe blockages that you had in the past, or, wounds. You've healed your wounds, past wounds, even maybe childhood wounds that trickled into your relationships. You have healed those parts of yourself that needed to be healed. And now you are willing to wait for the right person to come in, and you're going to know. But you have the patience now to wait instead of just taking the first thing smoking. No. All right. The Seven of Pentacles shows that you have put in a lot of hard work on yourself. Seven of Pentacles is about cultivating and about growing, and you've done a lot of growing within. So you are not about to reverse all of that growth just to be with someone who will drag your energy down, and lower your frequency. You're not about that. Also, with these pentacles here, I feel that you are working on your money as well. So you are focusing on not just a relationship and being with somebody, but also leveling up when it comes to your finances and being in more of a power position, right? When it comes to your funds, you could be working on a business, or if not that, you could be saving money, or just trying to figure out ways to earn more income, right? That's what I see. That's what I see that your energy is right now. Now, let's take a look. If you are in a relationship with someone right now, or in a connection with someone, what does that look like? Let's see. What does that look like, Spirit, for those who are with somebody? The Tower. Okay, so now you guys that are with someone right now, you are not, there's been a Tower in your relationship. So that means that there has been something that happened within your connection that was unexpected. Maybe neither one of y'all seen it coming. And it happened and it destroyed the Tower. It destroyed your connection. Okay. Whatever that was. Whatever, it could be anything. It could be that someone else was dealing with somebody else. They brought somebody into your connection. It was a third party situation, for example. Or it could just be that you guys, the passion that you have for each other is gone. It's lost. It could be anything. Whatever breaks up relationships, that's what the Tower is. So if you are with someone at this time, you are going through that Tower, or if you haven't, it's coming. And the Tower is destruction of a foundation. Why? Because that foundation wasn't solid enough to begin with. That's why. So it just shows me that the relationship that you guys had with one another, there was cracks in it. There was issues there to begin with. And then you guys just jumped head on into this thing. And of course it fell apart because there wasn't enough understanding. There wasn't enough communication. There wasn't enough, maybe there wasn't enough bonding. Maybe whatever it could be. There wasn't enough honesty, whatever it was. But usually the Tower, for me, when I see it as a reader, it's a good thing because it means that there's an opportunity here. Even though you guys, either you have broken up or you're just disconnected from each other, maybe I see that maybe you're not talking to this person. You guys just, it's a whole different vibe than when you first started. Okay, you're in a dark place when it comes to the relationship, but there's also a chance to fix it because with the Tower, there's opportunity to rebuild, because now that foundation that you guys had from before, that foundation is broken. It's already broken. There is no, fixing that, but you can rebuild on new land, on solid ground, right? And just start from scratch. So that's what the tower is about. And that's why I look at it as not bad. Yes, something has ended, or there's been a break in the relationship or a disconnect. Yes. Okay. But there is opportunity for you guys to reconnect and build even stronger than you had before. Okay. Now, let Spirit show me for those who are not in relationship with anybody, just for my singles, what is going on? Who's coming around the corner for my singles? The Judgment reversed. Well, tell me more about that. Judgment. This is the Judgment card, but it came reversed. Okay. Tell me more, Spirit. I just need to see a little more, guys. There's a person here. Look, Page of Swords. This person could be younger than you. Now, I'm talking to the ones that are not in a relationship. You're single. The person that's coming next, they're going to be younger than you. And they could be in school. They could be a student. You see how this character has a book and it looks like she's studying. So whoever this is, whether it's a female or a guy, this person could be a student, or they could be in the process of, learning a new skill or something to that effect. But they may very well be an air sign when they come in, this new person. So they could be in Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. But there's someone who's very intelligent. They love to learn. They love to travel. They're all about adventure and excitement. And they're spontaneous, and fun. And they're going to bring this energy into the relationship. And I feel like you'll enjoy it. You will enjoy this. With all this yellow, it'll be a very optimistic, fun, warm, sunny feeling that you get with this person. This is somebody who you're going to enjoy getting to know. I feel like they'll bring out like the child-like energy. They'll bring that out of you as well. Collective. Give me 1 second. And they may, I'm also seeing that this person, you see how they have in their hand, in one of their hands, they have like, it looks like it would be balloons, but instead of balloons, it's light bulbs. You see that up here? So when they come in, they may be able to teach you things, to turn your light bulb on to new things and new topics and new subjects that you didn't even think about before. And they may start to just put you on to some new material, things that you didn't think about before. For example, they might bring them up as topics, and then you guys will get into conversation about it. And they might even have you doing research on things you didn't even think about before. So they will bring out that inquisitive side of you. And that's also pretty dope. When someone can touch you mentally, and have you thinking of just using your head and making those wheels turn. To me, that's sexy. Everybody doesn't have that. So that's pretty cool. Now, the Judgment did come out reversed. And for me, the Judgment card here is usually about a spiritual awakening, but it came reversed. So I'm just saying that this person, it goes hand in hand. This person, when they come in, this new person, like I said, they're going to be immature. So they may not be, and I see that they won't be, in that energy that you're in, having healed your wounds, having done the work on yourself. So you're much more mature than them. Mentally, you're more mature, and spiritually. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting. Okay. Now, let's go back to ones that are in a relationship. So my collective that's in a relationship right now, we talked about the fact that you guys are in a tower. Put this over here. You and your person are having a tower right now. How does the collective feel about their person right now? How do you feel about them? The Justice. You could be a Libra. But I feel like right now, you have an understanding. You're not upset so much because you have an understanding that things fall apart so they can be rebuilt, so you feel like everything that's happening with you and your person, that it was meant to happen. And I also feel that you have let them know exactly where you stand, and as much as possible. And now you're letting the universe take care of this and lead the way. But you also trust the universe, collective. I feel like you allow God and you allow like just life to play out. You don't try to control things. You let things balance out on their own pretty naturally. That's who you are. You don't try to force things. You're not someone who needs to be in control, because you know that real strength comes from letting things just flow, not wanting to have a hold on everything and control the dynamic and control how things go and who does what. And no, you let things just happen. And that you're very powerful in that way. Everybody doesn't have that quality. So that's a very strong quality to have. And I also feel that with your person, how you feel about them is that with these, you see how there's these scales here, and they're not imbalanced, right? You feel like things will balance out between you two at some point. So you do have a hope that everything is just going to be just fine. You guys will be back on the same page. You understand right now what's going on. You see it. You see how this person, if you look real good, she's holding the scales, but right here, there's like a mirror. There's an invisible mirror. So you're someone who's able, collective, to not only look at what part your partner played in this situation with the tower and why you guys are disconnected, but you're able to look at yourself and also see the part that you play in this whole thing, which is, pretty telling of who you are. You're not leaving yourself out of the equation. You're able to own up and say, yes, this is who I am, and this is the part that I played in this, and this is, you don't have any issues seeing yourself for who you are. And if you look real good, this character down here looks kind of dark compared to, but this is her split image, but it's just that this is dark. This is a darker image, almost kind of like creepy or like a monster. But I'll tell you, it's more so the fact that you're able, what it means to me is that you're able to see your dark side, your shadow self, the parts of you that everybody doesn't see, but the parts that you keep tucked away. You know exactly how mean you can get, how evil you can be, all the negative traits that you have. You're very full aware of that. That's why you're looking down and you're looking at yourself in the mirror. You have no problem looking at yourself, where some people actually run away from what they know to be true about themselves. They hide from that. They try to numb themselves from that, or they just don't acknowledge it. But you're not one of those people. But yeah, when it comes to your partner, you feel like everything's going to play out the way it should. Now, let's see how justice will be served, right? So either if you guys decide to disconnect all the way from this person, or even if you decide, you know what, I'm going to try to make this work. However it plays out, justice will be served in your eyes. It's going to happen just the way it's supposed to happen. And you're fine with that. You're okay with that, because you know what part you played in this. You know how you came into the connection. You know what energy you brought. You know everything, because you're able to see it. You could be a seer. You could be someone who, like me, has gifts that you can see, and you also could hear things. You're able to, you might do what I do, which is scrying, where you can look. You might use a mirror to scry. I use fire to do that. But yeah, you're someone who's very deep, very connected to the divine, and you're very honest. You're a very honest person, so you don't have a problem admitting to your person who you are, what you do. Like, you're pretty much an open book. Okay, now let's see how your person feels about you. How does the collective's person feel about them, Spirit? the Page of Pentacles. So your person is coming out as the Page of Pentacles, okay? Tell me more about the page. Somebody in the connection could have either water, which is Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer, or they could have Earth in their chart. They could have, one of you could have it, and that's Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. Now, how they feel is the Four of Cups. So if you look real good, you can see here, they could be feeling bored right now or discontent when it comes to the relationship because things could not be moving right now. That's what I'm getting. Because you guys are stuck and you're in the process of this tower that we talked about where everything has fallen apart between you. This person, you see there's a rainbow in back of them. But if on this side, it's just a regular day. But in back of them, there's a sunny and rainbow lit sky back here. So they're taking time, I feel, right now to, I feel they are looking back at when you guys were in a better place and you had fun and you were happy and it was good times. There were those times. I could see you guys did enjoy each other and you loved being around each other. The conversation was flowing. The energy was amazing. But since things have changed now, it's like they went from rainbows to like nothing. You understand? Like, it's almost like I'm getting I'm also getting a sadness, and they're wondering when things are going to get better. That's the real image that pops in my head, is like they are sitting back somewhere, wherever they are, and they are just remembering when you guys were better, and they feel like you still could be better, but the love is they don't feel the love with this Four of Cups. Cups are all about emotions, but the Four of Cups generally represents feeling not satisfied, not being satisfied with what you got going on. They're not satisfied with the relationship and how things are playing out. It's 1000%. Now, with this, the Page of Pentacles, in the meantime, they're working on their money. They do think about you. They do want things to be better. But meanwhile, they still have to get their money, and which they are doing. You see how this character is holding a huge coin. They could be in the process, because this is a page, they could be in the process very early on trying to maybe start a business, and it's in the early stages, right? And they're trying to get their coins together so that they will have the money to fund this new venture. This is what they're doing for the most part, but the other part of them is thinking about you and thinking about the connection and how dreary and lonely it's getting, and them just not being satisfied with how everything is going. Okay. All right. Now, let's take a look at what the blockage is here. Why did you guys have a tower in the first place? That's what I want to know. Let's ask Spirit. Spirit, why? What was the reason for this blockage? What was the reason? Seven of Swords. Okay. Usually the Seven of Swords is about deception. You see how this character looks like he went into a bird's nest, a crow's nest, and stole some feathers out of that nest, right? So usually this card is about somehow stealing something. It doesn't have to be money. It could be your time, your energy, whatever. But and trying to get away with it. You know, he threw his hoodie on. You see this? And he's off into the moonlight. But for me, Spirit is telling me to pull one more just to clarify. Give me a second, guys. Tell me more about the Seven of Swords and the Lovers. This is the blockage. Okay. We got the Lovers here. This is the Lovers card here. Okay. Could be dealing with the Gemini. Okay. I'm talking to my people who are in a connection. Someone could be a Gemini, or with these swords, because they came out together. Somebody could either be a Gemini or an air sign, which is Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. Okay, so we got Gemini up in there twice. We got Libra. We have Aquarius together. I just heard that somebody turned their back. Somebody turned their back on the connection. Okay, you see how this character, his back is turned and he's running uphill and he's under the moonlight, right? Okay. But some of the feathers that he stole is falling out of that bag, right? Well, what I'm getting is that somebody in the connection could be you, could be your person. But somebody at some point turned their back and didn't give energy to the connection. And they disconnected from it. While the other person, you see, I feel like this crow over here, right, could be you or your person. Okay. So someone turned their back on you and you realized it. And when you realized what was happening, that this person was disconnecting, and for example, maybe they were not calling you as much. Maybe they were not as present as they used to be. And they were starting to slowly turn their back on the connection and focus on something else. Your person or yourself, somebody here started to focus. They switched their focus. From you, at first they were focused on you. And then after a while, they started to focus on something or someone else. Okay, could be something or someone. I'm not going to say it was a person. It could be. But if it's not a person, it could be anything. A third party could be work. It could be family. It could be responsibilities. Third party is not always a person. So, but someone in the connection here did take the focus off of the relationship that they once had, and they started to focus more on other areas of their life. And meanwhile, you, the other person that was involved, saw this and realized what was happening and called that person out on it. You see how this crow, he sees this, or she sees that this person has stolen her feathers, and she's screaming. You see her mouth wide open. She's screaming. So she's alerting this person. She's letting this person know, hey, I see you. I see you stole my feathers. So I feel like you could have said to this person, listen, I know that your mind is somewhere else and you're not focused on us. So maybe you tried to come to that person and you tried to your person and say, listen, let's talk about this. Let's try to get things in order. We asked what the obstacle is. So the obstacle is what I just said. That somebody disconnected and maybe not even purposely, but things happen, right? But I'm just saying it's showing me that that's what happened. And where you guys once were eye to eye, you were intertwined, right? With this lover's energy. You were passionate about each other. You see all that red and orange, all that's passion. So you guys got it in a lot, and it was passionate. It was amazing. And you both, felt so close to each other. And part of now the obstacle is that because someone turned their back, right? And the other person let them know, hey, I don't like that. I see what you're doing. I see you turning your back. That created distance between you. So now where you were once the lovers, now you're not. It's a disconnect. Somebody here, either one of you could have back tats. I'm looking at the characters. Somebody could have tattoos on their upper shoulders. But the lovers shows that you were once very happy together. Very much so. Absolutely. But yeah, that disconnect is what, and someone changing their attention, rerouting their attention to something else or someone else, that's what caused this. The tower. That's what I wanted to know. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Woo. Okay. Sometimes it gets long-winded, and it's not me. It's Spirit telling me, giving me. They give me these messages, and I have to get it out. Okay. What is the advice here? What's the advice? What's the advice for my collective and their person? The Hangman. The Hangman is your advice. And tell me one more. Give me one more, Spirit, to end it out. And the Ace of Swords. Again, more swords. So we have Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy up in here. But I get that the advice here is you guys should both not try to, I feel like not try to reconnect too quickly. Like the tower is happening right now between you, right? Let the tower fall. But also with the Hangman energy, it's like take a minute, take a moment, both of you, to think. You see how the head is lit up? You need to be enlightened. You need to have an understanding. You need to really take time separately just to pause and think about what you want in your relationship, right? And what needs to be done on your end to make it work and to make it actually manifest. Because the Hangman is all about going within. It also reminds me of the Hermit. But it's for me, it's about going within and receiving it. Don't make any movement. Don't make any movement until you have an understanding and you know exactly what needs to be done. Until then, if you guys reconnect now, abruptly, it's going to fail. That's what I just heard. It's going to fail if you just jump right back in. You need to take time to think. And if you need to, meditate on it. Okay? Meditate, pray, whatever you guys do. But do not just jump head in again. There is emotions here. I see a lot of emotions. There's water all underneath this person. So there's a lot of feelings between you guys. I see that you guys did not lose the emotions that you had when you were in this lover's energy, because this is where you were. A lot of passion, a lot of fire between you guys. A lot of love and a lot of care. But you need to take a break for now and see and realize, at least take a break. I'm not saying take a break for months and months, no. But at least take a moment to figure out what you really want and how you need to get to that point. Like what is the game plan here? Be illuminated first before you jump in. And you both are highly intelligent, okay, with this Ace of Swords. So you have air energy here, and there is opportunity for a new beginning, because that's what aces are in the tarot. This is new opportunity, a whole new outlook on the relationship, right? On this card, there's, it looks like a formula, like a math equation over here. And it looks like this is a chalkboard over here. So there's a lot of equations up here. And what I'm getting from this is that both of you know how to figure this thing out and make it work. You have what it takes to make this actually materialize if you want this person. And I see that you guys do want each other. You have to figure out how to get on the same accord, okay? And that's why there's a staircase. It looks like her head is a whole staircase, you see? And then there's a light in the middle of it. You guys can figure this out if you take the time to. If you take the time, you're going to figure out what both of you needs to do to make this work. The potential is there. But the advice is to think first and take however long that you need to do that. Don't just rush yourself or rush the relationship. No. Okay? So that's your advice. Now, I'm going to end it off. I'm going to end it right there. And I hope that, this helped you guys in some way. If anybody needs a personal reading, my information is in the description. And my IG is there. So you guys feel free to hit me up. And of course, don't forget to like the message that I posted today. And, feel free to share the video if you would like. But I'm sending you all my love, and definitely love and light always. I'll see you guys soon. All right, later.